Thank you.
Begin. So a very warm welcome and good morning, everyone, our esteemed panelists and the audience who are connected with us. So we are back again on the Thursday webinar of Nirvan University. To give you a brief overview, this webinar series has been launched by Nirvan University, Jaipur, in collaboration with Indian Institute of Material Management. Nirvan University, Jaipur is a state private university located in the beautiful pink city of Jaipur, and this university deals with or offers various courses ranging from engineering and technology to agriculture to commerce and management, hospitality, education, and it has also founded the Center for Women and Gender Studies. So I, Dr. Tanu Tandon, Dean and Professor, Faculty of Education and Founder Director, Center for Women and Gender Studies, delighted to welcome you to this webinar on women and financial empowerment. We have esteemed panelists associated or today with us, like Ms. Jyotsna Kaur Habibullah and Mr. Rishabh Kapoor, and also our very own internal panelist, Dr. Kritika Tekwani. To welcome the panelists, I would request our Registrar and Pro-President and Chairman of Indian Institute of Material Management, Dr. Ravi Goyal, to kindly do the welcome. Please, sir.
Thank you so much, Professor Tandon. So, good morning, everyone. First of all, on behalf of Indian Institute of Material Management, Jaipur, and Nirvan University, Jaipur, I welcome you all in this webinar on women and financial empowerment. I would like to welcome today's guest and speaker, Ms. Jyotsna Kaur Habibullah, CEO, Lucknow Farmers Market. Ma'am, welcome. Mr. Rishabh Kapoor, Income Tax and GST Consultant. Sir, welcome. Dr. Kritika Tekwani, Assistant Professor, Nirvan University. Dr. Kritika, welcome. I would like to welcome my colleagues of Nirvan University, Jaipur, and fellow colleagues from IIM Jaipur, Professor Tanu Tandon, moderator of this webinar, and Director, Center of Women and Gender Studies, friends connected via social media across the globe. So friends, IIM is having around 10,000 members with wide network of 52 branches and 19 chapters of professionals engaged in material management, responsible for planning, sourcing, logistic, and supply chain management. And as mentioned by Professor Tandon, that Nirvan University Jaipur is incorporated by Act number 2 of 2017 of Government of Rajasthan, and this is recognized by UGC under Section 2F. This university is promoted by Nirvan Charitable Trust, and here we are running various certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, UG, PG, and PhD program. And it is located in the Pink City, Jaipur. So once again, I welcome you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Although women make half of the population and are active workers, but as the statistics say, they own even less than 20% of the land. So as much as we say that it's mainstream, actually it's mainstream when it comes to giving the wages or the work. So we thought of doing a webinar talking about women and financial empowerment. And I'm extremely proud and delighted that we have such knowledgeable panelists among us. To introduce you to them, we have Ms. Jyotsna Kaur Habibullah, a graduate MBA from CAS London, and also with more than 20 years of experience in strategic marketing. She is instrumental in building skills and making rural women self-reliant. She is CEO of Lucknow's Farmer Market and also an entrepreneur and the founder president of Awadh Mango Festival. She has been involved in training of women, rural women, and also helping them in generating their livelihoods, making them self-reliant and empowered. So, Ms. Jyotsna, I really welcome you, heartily welcome you. We also have among us Mr. Rishabh Kapoor, who is an income tax and GST consultant with more than 10 years of experience in the field. And he has many women as his clients and has always been very vocal about giving them or providing them literacy as far as the financial things are concerned. So it's a privilege to have among us Mr. Kapoor, and also Dr. Kritika Tekwani, young, energetic assistant professor at our Nirvan University, who is so passionate about women and functional literacy, and also has her thesis on GST. So I think she's going to enlighten us. Let us start with Ms. Jyotsna. She would like to talk about the importance of the financial empowerment for women, how the economic independence of women can also help in economic success of the country, and also self-reliance of women can help them live and a very happy, successful life and also realize their potential. So Ms. Jyotsna, the mic is yours, please.
Good morning, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here today. Thank you so much, Professor Tanu and the Center for Women and Gender Studies. It's wonderful work that you all are doing at Nirvan University to connect all of us in this very key and important issue because, you know, women hold up half the sky. And we have this blocked billion that we've been talking about for maybe a decade now. And I don't think that there's enough work that's being done to actually help us ensure that there's adequate participation of women in the workforce.
Ma'am, I think you have muted yourself by mistake. If you could. I think there's some... No, we cannot hear you, ma'am, and your video is not visible. I think there's some technical snag there. So as Ms. Jyotsna was telling us, that women hold half of the sky, and in spite of working hard, they don't get the wages as it is required. As there's a technical snag, so let us move to Mr. Rishabh Kapoor, who will give us some insight into the planning, financial planning which women can do. Ms. Jyotsna would be highlighting on how women can become self-reliant. So we'll come to it, but before that, let us talk to Mr. Kapoor about those women who are really working. How are they doing? Please. So we'll come to it, but before that, let us talk to Mr. Kapoor about those women who are really working. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanu. First of all, I would like to thank Nirvan University and Center for Women for giving me this opportunity so that I can share my views. So I would be sharing my screen. I have made a small PPT, so it would be helpful for me to make things clear.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So basically, we are here to talk about the role of income tax in financial planning for women. So basically, the importance about financial planning. Prior to the year 2011, we had a higher exemption limit for women. After that, from the year 2011-12, government saw that both men and women are equally sharing the financial burdens. So they made a common slab for men and women both. So in our society, we often see that women are required to take career breaks due to family issues, etc. So this is one of the most important reasons why financial planning for women should be much better than men. And also, as per the recent stats, women in India live longer than men. So this also is a very important issue, as people who live longer should have better financial planning. So according to me, financial planning should start for any person from the very first salary which they have received. Okay. So in India, we have basically 5 types of income, which can be divided into 5 different heads. This is income from salary, income from house property, income from business profession, income from capital gain, and income from other sources. We'll be talking about a little bit about each of the heads and the deductions which we are getting under the Income Tax Act. The first type of income is income from salary. Basically, when you are employed, you have a job, so you are getting a salary. So under this head, you have a flat deduction of rupees 50,000 as standard deduction. This deduction is available for everybody. Then you have different type of exemptions, that is HRA, that is house rent allowance. You have LTA, leave travel allowance, and you have allowances for books and periodicals. There are very different type of allowances which you can get according to your employment. And all these allowances are given to you by your employer. Okay. The second type of income we have is income from house property. Basically, this includes income which you get from your rent. If you have any property, you have given it on rent, then this is the income which you get. Under this, we have some deductions. The first deduction is that if we are paying municipal taxes, that is water tax and house tax over it, then we can deduct the same from the rent received. After that, in this also we have a standard deduction of 30% of the rent received. Basically, this standard deduction is for the general maintenance and repair and maintenance of the property. Also, if you have taken a loan over the property and you are paying interest over that, then the interest paid can be used for exemption up to a limit of rupees 2 lakhs. So basically, if you own a property and you are living in that property, basically it is called self-occupied property, then also you can claim this exemption of rupees 2 lakhs over the interest paid. The next type of income is income from capital gain. Basically, this income includes income when you sell some kind of land, some kind of asset, basically any land, any house, building, share, anything. Basically, also if you sell any shares or mutual funds, then also the income derived is income from capital gain. Under this, we do not have any kind of deductions, but we can save our capital gain by investing in certain kind of bonds, or if we are investing in some kind of new property. Okay. The next income is income from business and profession. This income also includes income from lectures and consultations. Basically, as we see today, nowadays, everybody wants to have a second source of income. So this is a very important aspect. Under this, you can claim all the expenses which you have paid for your business. And also you can claim depreciation over the assets used for your business purposes. The next type of income is income from other sources. This basically includes income from bank interest, that is saving bank interest, fixed deposits, post office, and other instruments which we have. Under this, we have a deduction of rupees 10,000 for saving bank interest for every person. Also, from the last few years, we have a deduction of rupees 50,000 for saving bank and fixed deposit for senior citizens. Now, coming to the next part, deductions under Chapter 6A. Basically, after all these incomes, the government has also given us some deductions which we can claim. The first thing is we have is Section 80C. Everybody is talking about Section 80C when the time is for the filing of return. Everybody wants to talk about this section. This section has a limit of 1,50,000. We'll just be talking about this section in the next slide. After this, we have Section 80CCD, that is National Pension Scheme. This section gives us an additional rebate of rupees 50,000 apart from Section 80C, that is 1,50,000, and we can get a rebate of total 2 lakhs. This is a very good scheme, and I think people who are starting their jobs or are around the age of 40 or 50, they definitely should take this scheme. Then we have a section for medical insurance, that is 80D. If you have a medical insurance, then then the premium paid, including the GST over the premium, can be claimed under Section 80D. Also, apart from this, if anybody is not having an insurance, then also they can use this section if they are paying some amount for their regular medical checkup. Then this exemption can be claimed. Nowadays, it is pretty common. People are going for higher studies. They are working for 2-3 years and they are going outside for higher studies. And they are required to take some loans. So if you have taken a loan for your higher studies and you are paying interest over that loan, then that interest can be claimed under Section 80E. The next section is 80G. From the past few years, it was COVID times and people were giving donations. Maybe it may be PM Care Fund or any kind of relief funds. So basically that donation can be claimed under section 80G. So there are various other sections also, but the most important sections are these. So the section everybody wants to talk about is section 80C. This section offers us a tax saving of rupees 1,50,000. Under this section, according to me, we can divide this section into two parts. One is the conservative type of instruments which we take. They are the low risk, or we can say the low interest rate ones. And secondly, the second one is the modern ones, which are having a high risk or high interest. So first of all, talking about the low risk, low interest rates we have the Public Provident Fund, that is PPF. It has a lock-in period of 15 years. Then we have the Statutory Provident Fund. Salaried employee must be knowing about it. Then we have NSC, that is National Savings Certificate, which we get from the post office. If you have a girl child, then you can definitely take Sukanya Yojana. It is a very good instrument and giving high rate of interest. Then we can take tax saving FDs. We have life insurance plans, we have annuity plans. For senior citizens, we have senior citizen account scheme. It is giving a good rate of interest nowadays. And also we can claim exemption over the tuition fees paid of our children. And also we can claim exemption over the repayment of housing loan principal amount under this section. Now coming to the modern ones, basically these are linked to the market and they have a little bit of higher risk. So under this, we have two types. One is the ULIP. ULIP is basically unit-linked insurance plan. These instruments have a lock-in period of 5 years. Basically, it is a combination of insurance and investment in which a part is invested in insurance and a part of our premium is invested in equities, that is the market. So as they are invested in the market, so there is a risk factor in this. The second is equity linked saving schemes, ELSS. Basically, these are mutual funds which provide us tax saving. These have a lock-in period of 3 years and they are totally, our total amount is our total amount is put up in the market. So these also have a high risk. According to me, we should have a under section 80C, we should have a mixed portfolio. So basically, people who do not have a lot of liabilities should definitely go for the high risk, high interest ones. And people who have a lot of liabilities over them should have a mixed portfolio. Though definitely, they should definitely have the low risk and low interest instruments also, and also they should incorporate some high risk, high interest also. Everybody nowadays is talking about SIP. We see a lot of advertisement about SIP. SIP is a systematic investment plan. So basically, when you buy a mutual fund, you have two types of options. Basically, if you want to buy a mutual fund of 1,20,000, the first option is you just order a mutual fund of 1,20,000, you can take it. The second option is you buy a mutual fund of rupees 10,000 for every month. So basically, systematic investment plan, that is SIP, is a type in which we can buy a mutual fund in multiple installments. So basically, these are the new options which are very good, and young people should definitely look forward for these type of instruments. Now, after all these, talking about all these incomes, we come to the calculation part. Basically, when we add all the incomes, that is income from salary, income from house property, income from business, profession, capital gain, and other sources, we come, obviously removing the deductions which we have talked about. When we add everything, we come to a amount which we call gross total income. Okay. From this gross total income, when we deduct all the deductions which are available for us under chapter 6A, basically 80C, 80D, everything, then we have our taxable income. Basically, this taxable income is the amount over which we are required to pay our taxes on. So basically, this is our slab which we have, and everybody must be knowing about it because everybody is required to pay taxes. So from the current year, our Honorable Finance Minister has given us two slabs. Basically, one is the existing slab and the second one is the new tax rate, the new slab. As we can see, the new tax rate are a bit less than the existing tax rate. This is because under the new tax rate, we have to waive some of our deductions. That is the standard deduction on salary, that is HRA house rent allowance, interest on housing loans, and all the deductions under Chapter 6A. So we have to waive all these deductions and we can use the new tax rate. Okay. So basically, according to me, everybody should calculate their total income, and definitely everybody should calculate their taxes on the existing tax rate as well as the new tax rate, because because both are very important. As when you calculate and you are required in under which you are required to pay the less tax, you can choose that. So everybody has an option to switch between the existing tax rate and the new tax rate this year. People who are into business can make this choice only once. The salaried people can make this choice every year according to their will. So now some suggestions which I would like to tell everybody, because everybody is going to file their income tax return. Many people have also filed their income tax return, so also they can check, and hopefully these suggestions would be helpful for you. First of all, if you are required to pay taxes, that is other than TDS, you are required to pay taxes on your rental income or other sources, that is bank interest, then please pay these taxes within time. Pay these taxes in the advance so that you are not required to pay interest over the taxes. Secondly, you should check your form 26 AS, which has all the details of the TDS and the tax paid details. Next, there is a new feature which has been developed by the Income Tax Department, and it has been incorporated in the Income Tax Portal just a few weeks back. This is the annual information statement. This statement has been made and it has a little more information than Form 26 AS. Definitely this should be checked. Everybody who has filed their return also should definitely be checking this AIS summary, because under the AIS summary, they are providing us a little more information than Form 26 AS. So next, moving on to the capital gain and mutual funds, everybody should share the information of their capital gain and mutual fund, even if you have losses, because sharing is very important in the income tax return. And also when you reflect all these losses under the income tax return, then these losses can be carried forward to the next year and the gains can be set off against the profit of the next year. So finally, I would like to end this, and please file your income tax return well in time, because 31st December is the last date. And please verify your income tax return using OTPs or EVCs. OTPs you can receive on your mobile number linked with your Aadhaar, and electronic verification code can be received on your mobile number linked with your bank account. Basically, previously we were required to sign acknowledgement and send that copy to Bangalore. From the last few years, we are getting this option of OTPs and EVCs, which are very good. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please.
Yeah, that was so comprehensive, Mr. Rishabh. I'm glad that the purpose behind bringing you to the platform was so that we can simplify the things for all the women who are watching us and listening to us and gain from it. And you made it so simple. I just wanted to ask two questions to you, so that the women who are listening and who have no idea, because this webinar, you can all, I think you can close your PPT. Women who the main purpose behind this webinar was because of the questions or the things which I saw, that women are afraid to even file their taxes and depend on male fellows to help them out. So you made it so comprehensive and simple. But if as a lay person, I ask you that how can I file my taxes on my own, which site to go, what to do, and how to file it? Although if I'm salaried, I'll be getting my Form 16. That much if I'm know. That much the people know, because the account section people are going to give the Form 16 to all the employees.
Yes.
But The problem arises, then the women, they just raise their hands and they say, we don't know now where to go and what to do. So please kindly tell us the way to do.
Yeah. Thank you for the question, Dr. Tanu. It is a very nice question. Basically, we have a new income tax portal which has been launched by the Income Tax Department, and the new portal itself is very user-friendly. So according to me, you should just Google how to file your income tax return, and then Google will make you do everything. And the new income tax portal, you can just Google that also. And it is very user friendly. And for salaried individuals, we have different kind of ITRs which you can file. ITRs are basically income tax returns. If you are just having a salary, and if you have a rental property and you are having that income, and you have income from other sources, that is bank interest, etc., then you are required to file ITR 1. It is a very simple 1 or 2 page form which can be filed using the income tax portal.
Okay. And you talked about the property, the rent and the property.
Yes.
So now, does that income tax department or the finance gives more leverage to women who own property? Is something like that? That they
No.
get more deductions or something?
No. Previously, prior to the year 2011, we had a higher tax exemption limit for women. But from 2012, we all are on the same page.
Okay, so this is the main means government is thinking and motivating women to have more and more property and gain more out of it and come to the same planes with men. But thanks a lot, Mr. Kapoor. Thanks a lot. The very purpose of bringing you to the portal was because I wanted to convey to the women out there that filing income tax is not no rocket science.
Yeah, it is very simple, and using the new portal, it is very easy. And if you have any kind of problems, you can call the customer care centers. They are also very helpful. And if you are having more problems, then you can call any consultant for that.
Okay, that's wonderful. Mr. Kapoor, you made it so simple, and I think all the women who are watching there will be motivated to stop this hand holding of their male fellow companions or parts and begin the journey. Thank you, Mr. Kapoor. Thanks a lot. Please be with us in case we have more questions. Now I'm coming to Ms. Jyotsna again, because she is the one who is instrumental in making women self-reliant, and especially the rural women, and in self-development. So I would like to again go back to her and ask her to kindly share the insight and how we can motivate men, make women more self-reliant and empowered. Ma'am, please.
Thank you so much, Professor Tanu. Now we are so reliant on technology, but sometimes technology gets the better of us. I'm so sorry. My computer crashed. I've lost my presentation, but I am here to speak. So, you know, as Drew Gippin Faust, who is the president of the Harvard University, tells people that I'm not the woman president of Harvard. I am the president of Harvard. So we have to stop seeing women as a different, why do we look at gender when we look at people in the workplace? We have to see people purely on merit and bring up our sons and daughters and tell our students and tell everybody in the community that, a woman can do everything that she wants to and achieve her goals, right? All over the world, globally, from the surveys of 2020, I have some Deloitte and McKinsey surveys. I'll share links with you. I had the graphs. I'm sorry, I'm not able to show them. But right now, less than 46.9% of all women actually participate in the workforce, right? Which is already a decrease. It's come down over 2 decades. From 1993 decades, it's come down from 51% to now 46.9%, which is ridiculous, right? That this should be happening. All of us don't think it's happening, but it's happening. Nearly 3 in 4 men, that 74% of men participate in the workforce. This is also down from 80%, but women are at an all-time low. And in India, 79% of women above 15 don't even look for work. So India has the lowest female work participation in the world. I'm going to be sharing these links with you, as soon as I finish. And the thing that people want from women is that it's said that we need to think like a man, act like a lady, look like a teenager, and work like a horse. But what we need to do,
And paid like a
Yes, exactly. And you don't get paid for what you do.
You know, I
But
was just, to introduce, I was just going through an article yesterday and which talked about BCCI's fees for the men cricketer as well as for the women cricketer. And for the A category men cricketers, the fees is 5 crores. And for women per year. And for women cricketers is 50 lakhs.
it's
So
ridiculous.
see
How many
the
people,
disparity.
yes,
5 crores and 50
will
lakhs.
watch? How many people will watch women's cricket? When Mithali Raj took India to a winning spree, I'd be happy to connect her to come and speak with you as well. She's an absolutely inspiring woman. So what we need to do is we need to support women and create a high trust and inclusive culture right now, right? Particularly with this COVID pandemic, because what's happened during the pandemic, that more surveys have found that 51% of women are even less optimistic about their career prospects after this pandemic, because it severely impacted the well-being of women, as well as relationships with employers, this long-standing issue of non-inclusive workplace cultures. It continues to stall women's career progression. So what we need to look at is how can women participate more fully in the economic success of a country? Because after all, when we look around, it's so exciting today, Professor Tanu and all of you, Dr. Kritika, to see a panel which has more women than men. But how many of these panels have each of us been on? I now sometimes have to refuse to be on a panel if I'm the only woman there, because I think that sometimes they're just adding my name there to have one a woman representative. So I tell them that unless you have adequate gender representative, I refuse to be on the panel. I refuse to be on a task force. I refuse to be on any kind of an organization where you don't have adequate representation of women. Either if our population was so skewed, one could understand it. But when our population is basically, divided well, we need to ensure that women get there. So how do we tell girls and women that they can actually participate fully and be financially secure? There are many ways that now the workplace has changed so much, right? So there are negative impacts of COVID, but the positive impacts as well. It has never been easier to actually start your own business and follow your passion and do what you want to do. Whether you want to run a Facebook-led business where you are making some craft items and selling them from home, whether you are a teacher, a consultant, a psychologist, an architect, an accountant, whatever you do, now we can actually connect with people not just around the country, but around the world. Currently, we are teaching girls in our village. We're going to start teaching them baking with Marisha, who's from Kanpur, but she's studying culinary arts in Paris. And it was her dream that she wanted to teach girls in a village. And we are doing online classes with her in our village in Barabanki district in Saharanpur. And of course, I've got some bakers here in Lucknow because the girls will need to learn on the ground as well. But it's so exciting how we can actually now connect anywhere and actually do anything. So I think this is the message that we have to carry forward to girls, that not only if they're economically independent, will they get more self-respect themselves, they'll get respect from the family, from their community, have a better sense of self-worth. Their children benefit from the mother's emancipation. It's easier for them to actually, as boys or girls, to see themselves as, following their dreams and their passion. Another very important thing to look at is women to control their investments and finance. So it's very important to talk about a shared ownership of property, of bank accounts, of investments, because financial reliance of women on either their husbands or different members of their family is actually what helps those family members control the women and not allow them to achieve their potential. So we're talking earlier about this blocked billion. What we are doing is these people who are preventing these women from working are the ones who are preventing us as a community, as a country, as a race from moving forward. I mean, as all of you, Rishabh was also talking about it. I think Professor Tanu, you talked about it. You know, women are much more empathetic. Women make really good bosses. There's so many examples of when women work together. They don't just carry themselves forward. They take a whole community. They take their family forward. I have two sons, and they always ask me, you know, why do you only work for girls and women? And I tell them that, see, most people are going to educate their sons anyway. But unfortunately, the percentage of people in lower income or rural or many families who educate their women, and in well-to-do families who educate girls to their potential, is actually far below what it needs to be. So we need a lot of us to work very strongly in this, so that because women leaders do step up to support diversity, to support equity and inclusion efforts, but it's not always recognized. I also have a survey, I'll share all these links with you, on the latest Women in Workplace report from McKinsey. This is a survey that's only based in the US, but it again talks about how women actually had better representation in 2020, but there's been such a burnout because of a lack of taking responsibility. If a man and a woman are both um, economically independent, they are both working, still the responsibility of the home seems to rest upon the woman. So we are supposed to, you know, hold up the house like the pillars and the walls. You can't have a tent with that pole in the middle and the tent being held up by one person, because it's going to fall on somebody else. So this is something we've got to change in our community and talk about the fact that everybody needs to participate. It's not called helping out, it is called participating. There's been a recent landmark judgment for women here. The value of a housewife's work. I'll share this link with you. I don't know if you read this recent court judgment.
Yes.
That a homemaker's work contributes in a real way to the economic condition of the family, and that they've actually valued her work as the same as a man who's actually working. So the reason why women's contribution isn't measured, because women at home are not measured. They may be cooking, driving, doing hundreds, exactly, other things. Women in agriculture are not measured. Their contribution is not measured. So in India, actually, women do far more than women do in other parts of the world. But of course, women contribute wherever they are. So
actually, it's a very neoliberal economist thought which came up, that the housework is not paid work, so it is not counted. This was the neoliberal thing which came up, because earlier when we had this economy which was not very capitalist, we had housework and outside work as one. But as the capitalism go and the neoliberal economics part came up, we had this. As I was, as like you have been involved in economically empowering women and giving them the opportunity and making them self-reliant, I just wanted to ask you, like, what are your insights about what are the how can motivate to push the women to be more like entrepreneurs? Am I audible? Am I audible?
Was it about how we can help women to become entrepreneurs, or?
Yes, how we can help them and motivate them to be more self-reliant in terms of earning and in terms of managing their own finances.
So this is, I think, we just need to have some mentorship. Mentorship should be available in our communities. There should be a lot of more awareness sessions like what you're doing. And the idea is that we need to popularize the fact that if a woman is economically independent, then she can make decisions in her life. So her financial independence, being able to invest her money, sometimes she has her own money, but she doesn't have charge of it. So being learning, so having, people like Rishabh, and you're going to talk more about how investments are done. This is a very important thing that you're doing. But about entrepreneurship, at least in India, we have this concept where families do support women to set up their businesses. I was part of a conference in Spain And in Europe and in other parts of the world, women don't have any other support structure apart from banks and then, other organizations to actually help them set up their businesses. So in India, we're actually very lucky that we do have families and other people who help us, right? At least give us some initial support to set up our businesses. And there's never been a better time than to become an entrepreneur than now, as I was talking. So I actually have several initiatives that I'm running. One is the Lucknow Farmers Market, which we've now taken onto an online platform. And we are connected with about 150 entrepreneurs and farmers. And just coincidentally, a lot of them happen to be women. So
basically, working with women self-help groups, yeah.
There are women self-help groups. There are women who are actually working with farmer producer organizations. There are also women who've started very interesting and tech-based sustainable companies making things like bamboo toothbrushes and straws, anything like natural shampoo, natural lipstick and hair tint. See, we need to start using healthier and more sustainable products so that we have a country, a world left for the next generation, because we are rapidly going downhill. We on our website, lucknowfarmersmarket.com, we are going to be launching an entrepreneurship ecosystem for women. I've been sort of organizing, I had an informal ecosystem running for the last 10 years since I moved to Lucknow. With the help of organizations like the FICCI Women's Wing, I launched the FICCI Women's Chapter in UP. And then there are many other organizations like IIM and universities such as yours who actually have an incubator for entrepreneurs. So the idea is just to put the information out there so that women know how they can take their idea. Maybe we can organize another session together on how we have some consultants and people who tell women that once you have an idea, how it can actually be translated into a business plan. And we can actually help them do that. And we have other specialists telling them how to do that. And it's very easy to just start a small business and then to grow organically.
Okay. So here I would like to come again to Mr. Rishabh. That do banks give such kind of loans to women as it is known to them, or something? More planning or more initiatives or more push has been given in terms of loan?
Yeah, basically banks do not have any different kind of loans for women, but basically they are giving loans to entrepreneurs who have new ideas. Definitely the banks are also helping the entrepreneurs, and also we have various programs by the government of India itself. They are helping us to procure loans at very low interest rates.
Okay. So now coming back to Dr. Kritika, like when we're talking about the business and filing GST or things are like that. So how women entrepreneurs, like how Ms. Jyotsna was telling us, that it is so simple and hand holding is there, and people like her who have started their own initiatives and are providing hand holding to women and rural women to start their business. How the small startup or entrepreneur women can get their taxes in terms of GST and other things done? How can you help us in that?
Ma'am, like now the GST, the government has implemented GST. So
what is GST first of all, and what it is all about and how it is? Let's just start with a scratch. I have no idea. Like I asked Rishabh, Mr. Rishabh, then how it is. I asked Ms. Jyotsna how it is. So it's just a platform. I want women. I'm just beginning with it. They have no idea.
Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, so shall I I'm presenting my screen if it is visible, ma'am?
Yes, you can present it and give us a brief idea of what it is and how we have to go about it, so that women are all motivated to start their business and file their taxes and GST and earn the money.
Right, ma'am. I hope it is visible, ma'am.
Yes, it is very much visible, Dr. Kritika.
Yes, ma'am. Like actually, when we talk about the perception of and awareness level of the women, so a survey has been conducted in Malaysia, and the maximum of the women, they have reported that they don't have the knowledge of it. Though they are not aware about it, so they have some kind of negative perception about GST. So first introduction with the GST, full form is that Goods and Services Tax. And it has been implemented in July 1st, 2017 by merging various taxes, number of taxes like state tax, like CST, VAT, entertainment tax, to a single tax, which is GST.
Simplified. Okay.
Yes, simplifying the tax structure, which was earlier very, the number of taxes were there.
Hmm.
The main reason, like why government has implemented GST to reducing the cascading effect of taxes, was that actually previously there were tax on tax. If have you noticed sometimes, like previously, if you purchase some goods of like from Gujarat, and if you are purchasing the same goods from Rajasthan, if I'm talking about 2017, so you find there is a change in the prices. Some goods were cheap in the Gujarat, and some were dear in that Rajasthan. So there were previously there are different tax rates which were charged by the respective state governments.
Okay.
But coming with the GST, all the tax rates come into a single tax slab, and there are basically 4 slabs: 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%. If you purchase a goods in Rajasthan, and same goods if you have purchased from Gujarat or any other state, the rate will be same. There will be no differentiation in the tax. And the major important is that like it helps in the ease of doing business, because sometimes if a woman wants to start the business, so she thought like GST, it's a tax compliances, how I can pay the tax, how I can register myself on this. So numerous questions were there. So if a woman wants to start the business, so first question come in the mind, do I need to take the GST number? So the answer is that if you think that if she wants to start a business, if she thinks that my business turnover will be cross 40 lakh rupees in a year, then only it's required to have a GST number. But if she thought it not go beyond the 40 lakh, but if still she wants to apply the number, so she can apply for the number. It's a voluntary registration, so she can apply the GST number. Okay. Now
it is only for the businesses, or it's also if I want to start my consultancy or something like that?
If you if you want to start your consultancy firm, and if you want to voluntarily have your number, so you can take it. There's no compulsion on that. If you willingly want to take, you can have that number.
But if I get my turnover more than 40 lakh, then I need to do it.
Yes, then it is meant to.
Okay.
Okay, now coming to that, yes, if she wants to take the GST number, so what is the website? Website is gst.gov.in. This is the website. I hope it is visible.
Yes, very much.
So by clicking on that services, registration link is there. So you can apply your registration number by your own. If there's no need to pay any amount of fee or charge to the government, it's free of cost. By just clicking that, you are a taxpayer, so you can register taxpayer. From which state you are, like suppose Chandigarh. District, you can select your district, your legal name of the business, your PAN account number, your email ID, your mobile number, and then CAPTCHA code. When proceeding with this, so you can apply your GST number, and what documents you need to require for that. If you are applying for a sole proprietorship firm which is linked with your PAN, so PAN number, Aadhaar card, photograph, your bank account details, and address proof of your business where you want to start your business. So if you successfully submit your GST application, so government within 7 days you can have your GST number, because government has now linked the GST registration process with the Aadhaar. Then it will be you can have your OTP on your phone which is linked by the Aadhaar, and you can have your GST number. It's a 15-digit number. That the first 2 digits is shows the state code. Like if I'm in Rajasthan, so my GST number will be 08. Next 10 digit will be your PAN number. Okay, now we have applied our GST number. So now she think that I'm registered under GST, and what kind of the returns I need to file. So it's a very important aspect. So basically GSTR 3B and GSTR 1, it's a 2 return which is filed by the taxpayer. GSTR 1, it's a outward taxable supply which shows what you have sale. Like if ma'am, I just said by the consultancy, so ma'am has given consultancy to the anyone, so ma'am has charged some fees. So it's an outward supply of the ma'am. So this will become in the GSTR 1. And GSTR 3B, it's a consolidatory information of your inward and outward supply, your purchase and your sale. So it's a only figures will go in the 3B return. Okay. Now, if she wants to have like the knowledge key, what kind of the software I need to use, what are the like, grievance portal, and how can I improve my knowledge more? So at the portal, that all the facilities are available. It's a very friendly, user-friendly portal. Any kind of query you can satisfy by this. And what actually in GST there are various updates has been done so far since implementation. So various updates is also available at the portal, like recently to be introduced by the government. So advisory is also available, and what kind of the demand fetching of like bill of entry. So all these available at the portal. And at the any point of time, if you think that I need to interact with the like person who can help in my these practices. So there's a helpline desk number is given, which is 1800-103-4786. So they are very much professional, and they definitely help if she wants to take any kind of help from them. So this is about the portal of GST. And if she is belong to a particular state, like I'm from Rajasthan, so I can just click on the Rajasthan state tax website for getting more updation regarding this GST. Another website is GST Suvidha Provider. So she can also have the knowledge of GST, the taxation law, what is the working and the structure of it. This is a very important website, which is CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, which shows the overview of GST, acts, rules, notifications, circulars, all is available at the website. And suppose if she wants to know what tax rate will be applicable for like her goods, like if we talk about that, like if she wants to sell the textile products, so generally textile carries the 5% tax rate. So just typing the description of the goods in the search bar, she can find that like all the rates of the GST, CGST, SGST rates, and IGST. And if she wants to know what specifically, like if I'm talking about the handicraft industry and my business is related to the handicraft, so I can go just typing the sectoral FAQ what is the implications of the GST on particular handicraft sector. So all the suggested or some FAQs are there. Answers is also given, so she can have the look of it and she can update more herself regarding that. Another website is GSTC, which is Goods and Services Tax Council. So there are like up to the 17th September, 45th meetings of the GST has been done. So in all the GST meetings, the press release is there, notification is there, amended HSN codes, amendment rates. So all the information is up to the is available for her. If she want to access that, she can easily go that the website. Now it's very important for a woman. Like, can a woman be start her career in GST? So yes, she can be the Goods and Services Tax Practitioner, which is known as the GSTP. So by having yes, yeah. So as said by the Jyotsna ma'am, that the woman should be self-reliant, and as said by the Sir Rishabh said, that financial planning is very important for the woman. So she can apply for the GSTP. And how can she can apply? For that, she if she is a retired officer from any commercial tax department, and she is a graduate and having the degree in the management, accounting, business administration, any degree, if she has a degree from foreign university, also she can also apply for that. And if she is in the final year of the CMA and CS, can apply for GST practitioner. So for what will the steps for GST practitioner? That there's a one form which is GST PCT1. Yes, and certificate will be available at GST PCT 02 form. There's a dedicated website is available, which is National Academy of Customs, Indirect Tax and Narcotics. So she can apply by just clicking on that link. And there will be one exam for GSTP. Like it's a very simple, like general practices of GST, like return rates, HSN codes. Some all the exams will be cover this. So by this, she can be the GSTP. It's work like a e-mitra, and when you registered yourself as a GSTP, so your like if I'm clicking in the name and area, I'm just like right now I'm in that Basi and Agra Road. Just I'm typing that area. So all the registered GST practitioners list will come, and it's certified that you are registered under GST as a GST
So
practitioner.
not only you told us about how to file GST, you also gave a new career way also
Yes,
to
yes,
the women
ma'am.
that they can become practitioners as well. So we
True.
can have mentors like Ms. Jyotsna to push the women to be more self-reliant. We can have Mr. Rishabh as someone who can, as a motivator and a financial consultant. And we have GST, Dr. Kritika, as she said, to not only as a mentor to file, but all the women can also aspire to be GST practitioners also. That's wonderful. It's a women's world. Women can help themselves. And now, Ms. Jyotsna just shared a document showing the. Would you like us to share this document which you have shown? Dear the Women Global Work Outlook. Okay.
So
Okay.
these are
Alok can
just some
be.
studies. Actually, I just want everyone to take these away for themselves. I had taken out some key, findings from this, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to show this. You can
Okay.
actually download the whole report because I think it's very important. We must look at these things so that we realize how bad the situation really is and how important what you're doing today is and how lots more people need to actually talk about this. Sorry, we think that just because it's not affecting us and we are at work, that now situation has changed and there are lots more women who are in the workplace. And not only is the situation dismal in India, the situation is terrible all over the world. So we've got to make sure that we get more women into the workplace.
Yes, definitely, definitely. That's so helpful, and I'm really thankful to you for sharing this report. And we must go through these reports. And as I think Alokji, you can stop sharing the screen. What is more important is that we realize that women not only make half of the world; they are the, like what we say, there are two wheels. So that it is a parallel thing which is going on. So if we are not going to take one wheel with us, we will not be able to continue with our journey. So it's going to be that we have to work in collaboration, not only with men, but also women have to come together to work with each other and to promote each other. So it's not an anti-men or anti-women. It's all about working in collaboration with each other. Women, men, women, and all gender for that matter. I'm not saying we are not limiting to, we're also focusing on all the genders, LGBT, transgender, everyone. We have to come together and help each other to become economic success and to take our country and the world properly. That was a wonderful, wonderful thought and session. And although we are short of time, and this session is something which we can go on and learn so much. But I'm indeed very grateful and thankful to Ms. Jyotsna Kaur Habibullah to spare her valuable time and give us the insights about how women can be made self-reliant. And coming from her, a person who has been an entrepreneur and who has been helping other women to stand on their feet. It is a hands-on, it's a real life, real-term experiences which she has shared with us, and also focused on how the things are going in a downward side and wherein we need to push the women again. And also, I'm thankful to Mr. Rishabh Kapoor for giving us in a brief time the insight how the simple it is to file the returns and manage their finances and invest their money well, so that they are earning their money and also they are managing their money. And also to Dr. Kritika for not only giving us the insight to how to file the GST, with all the real-time things, where to go and what to do, and also giving us a lead which I was not aware of, at least, that we can be a GST practitioner as well. So that was wonderful, and I thank all of you, everyone, to be here, to be there, and to help us out. And looking forward to more such sessions. As Ms. Jyotsna said, we can have other sessions on skill development, other things, because at Nirvana University and especially at Center for Women and Gender Studies, we are committed to bring such insights and awareness and empowering women in gender. So thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone. And it was a pleasure having you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.